Good morning, students. Today we are going to take the session 2 in the database management system for third BTech first sem CSC. Here, previous session we discussed what is data, what is database management system, how the information is collecting based on the requirement of the user. Now, in this session, we are going to be discuss how the data will be collected, where it will be uses, here there are two types of languages in database management system. One is DDL, that is called as a data definition language. Another one is data manipulation language. The total database management system is depends on DDL and DML, data definition language and data manipulation language. A small brief discuss about the data definition language and data manipulation language. Here, data definition language, we already know in the session 1, that is data is a collection of information, and define or definition means we very clearly telling the one line statement of the information. Define, we are already we can see in the question paper also, define language, or like questions are like a single statement, we call it is as a define. Here the data definition language is a specification of collection of data. How you can say this is a specification or definition? Now you want to be collect a information, particularly a person or a thing or a images or something, that name we call it is as a definition. Suppose go for one example, I want to collect a student's information. Here the student is called as a definition. Based on the student we are collecting the data, collecting the information. That type of language is called as a data definition language. When you're collecting a information, there we have to be specify how many fields are required to collect the information. That procedure we call it as a database schema. Schema means it is a rules. When the schema is designed, some of the fields may be required, some of the fields compulsory, some of the fields maybe it should be a blank, no need to write. That all rules will be specified in schema. Here one example is there, create table account. So I am creating a table, that is I want to be collect the information about the account, that may be a bank account, that account considering two fields. The two fields we call it is as a attributes or entities. Here the account having the entities are account number, it having the size of character 10, and next field balance, it having a integer data type. In DDL, compiler generates a set of tables sorted in a data dictionary. The data dictionary contains metadata, that is the data about the data, database schema, data storage and definition language. In language, the storage structure and access method used by the database systems are specified. Usually, an extension of the data definition language. In the data manipulation language, here when you are collecting the information, we are going to be manipulate. That means modification or the rearranging the information or based on the information collection, we require some information only. There we using the data manipulation language. The language for accessing and manipulating the data organized by the appropriate data model. That language or the data manipulation language also known as query language. Here two classes of languages, one is procedural, another one is non-procedural. The procedural language specifies what data is required and how to get that data. In non-procedural, user specifies what data is required without specifying how to get those data. We can say the procedural means the step-by-step process we are involving to get those data want to be seen as a output, but in non-procedure we get those output result, but you can specify without knowledge, only we get the result only. Most usually SQL is the query language, that is SQL is a structured query language. The SQL means structured query language. What is an SQL? It is widely used in non-procedural language. Here we use commands to get the information from collected data. Suppose here some of the examples I tell you. Find the name of the customer with the customer ID 192.883.7465. We use a command like select customer name from customer. Here the customer is a table name and customer name is the field. In the table we are collecting the information, that field name we call it as a customer name, where the customer ID equals to, we are specifying the customer ID, so that in the particular table where the customer ID matches, that information will be displayed on the screen. Suppose the second example will tell you customer balance from the customer ID. We use like select account dot balance from depositor dot account where depositor customer ID equals to 192.183.7465 and depositor account number equals to account dot account number. This SQL will be used in application programs also, like language extension to allow the embedded SQL, and next application program interfaces like ODBC or JDBC, which allows the SQL queries to be sent to a database. So what are the database users? Users are differently by the way they expect to interact with the system. Application programs interacting with the system through DML calls. Sophisticated users form requests in a database query language. Specialized users write specialized database applications that do not fit into the traditional data processing framework. Navi users invokes one of the permanent application programs that have been written previously. That example, people access database over the web, their bank tellers, clerical staff. So coming to application programs, here the application programs means it completely on data manipulation language. Like example, if you go through the calculation of any two numbers, definitely we will getting as a result in a manipulation language. That type of application users will run in the runtime environment. And next, sophisticated users, they need a form request, like example of creating a new users in any application like Gmail or some or Amazon, Flipkart. The new users will always restart. There we get as a form request. The type of users is called as a sophisticated users. Next one is the specialized users. Here they use the traditional data processing to store the information in a database applications, and whatever the information they need they will get back by using the special commands, so that they will get the information very fast. Navi users are used in application programs that have written or overwritten by the previously data. Like example, bank accounts, when you withdraw a money from ATM, then it will be changes in the account as well as the card, that is the ATM card information also updated. If you are using any mobile application, there also the data will be updated. That is that type of information users we call as a Navi users. Who will call as a administrator? It is a very important in the database administrator. In any organization, suppose if you are having a small organization, 50 employees are there, then they need one database administrator. Suppose if you are using a TCS or Wipro or Infosys like these companies, they need 100 to 200 database administrators are there. What is the need of this database administrator? They are collecting the information and store in a secure place so that when someone has deleted the database, these people will recall the information. In regular work nowadays, the banking are doing the same storage of database, where each and every bank, the evenings after completion of the transaction, they made each and every one, that is a transaction ledger, or they make as a balance. Today whatever we are transactions have done, that will be stored in a pen drive or the CD and kept in one place, so that the details will be not erased. Here why this happened means, suppose if any problems occur or short circuit or something else, this is regular experience by the bankers to take the backup from the database. Here the administrator having a rights to access the database from the users. They can give the permissions whether the database information can read only or write only, or read or write operations, they can give the permissions. All here the database administrator duties includes schema definition, storage structure and access method definition, schema and physical organization modifications, granting users authority to access the database, specifying integrity constraints, acting as liaison with users, monitoring performance and responding to changes in requirement. When the database administrator has to feel or they want to be defined to understand the schemas, and he can ability to store information as a backup, he has to be think daily how much space is required to store as a backup and how many days have to be stored. If he has any rules from the top level management, they have to follow the schemas, and whatever the access has to be given by the to the users, they have to be change the access modes, and they have to be monitor the performance of the database access. Next one is transaction management. A transaction is a collection of operations that performs a single logical function in a database application. Transaction management components ensures that the database remains in a consistent state despite system failures and transaction failures. Concurrency control manager controls the interaction among the concurrent transaction to ensure the consistency of the database. Here the transaction management means, suppose I go for one example here. Two persons are there, names A and B. A wants to transaction 5,000 to B's account. Here the transaction when the A and B should be in a concurrent position. A wants to be transact 5,000 to B account. The B receives the 5,000 and update. Then we get a message to the A, 5,000 has been received. Nowadays, today mobile giving the information based on the transaction management only. We already seen in the real life how the database is working. Now we will see the database, how it will be running in this subject. So what are the steps involved in transaction management? Suppose if A wants to transfer 5,000 but the meanwhile power failures, then the amount will be in the middle. So A will not return back and B will not deposit the amount. That type of failures we call it as a power failures. There, how these type of situations will be rectified, we will discuss in the later next sessions. What are the procedures they are involving and how much fast the access will be done, because today I am transferring a 5,000. A wants to transfer a 5,000 within a fraction of seconds. B will be getting the 5,000. These seconds they need more operations, like 5,000 sending to B. B deposit that 5,000 in his database table. That 5,000 will be updated their account and showing in the B, whereas in the A the 5,000 will be deducted. So these type of operations will be done by the database transaction management. Concurrency control management manager controls the interaction among the concurrent transactions to ensure the consistency of the database. The consistency means getting the correct results of the database. Storage management. Storage manager is a program module that provides the interface between the low level data stored in the database and the application programs and queries submitted to the system. Here the storage manager is a program module. Whatever the information collected through the user, they will kept one place in the database to access fast, and whenever the application programs are going to be used, the queries, that is the queries means questionnaire submitted to the systems, we give the information fastly. Like example, everyone using the Google search to get questionnaire answers. Suppose I need important questions in the DBMS, just I go through the Google search box, typing as a important questions in DBMS. That whatever you are typing that important questions in DBMS, that we call it as a query or questionnaire. Here the query or questionnaire means we are searching in a database of Google. There the Google will be search the query and giving information within a fraction of seconds. You can see that time seconds in the right side of the top corner. How many websites are there? How much search time, that is 0.42 milliseconds or 0.89 milliseconds. This will be displayed at the right side top of the search box. That is, that query we call it as a storage management instructions. Whatever you are giving as a question, it gathering the information and displaying in the search box. The storage manager is responsible to the following task. One is interaction with the file manager. Second one, efficient storing, retrieving and updating the data. So they need to give the correct result, that is a efficient storage. Retrieving information is also fast, and updating data whenever having the latest information, that will be top. That will be doing by the storage manager. Here it is a overall system structure. See the diagram. So we have a Navi users, application programs, programmers, sophisticated users, database administrator. So whatever the users has going to give the next process of application interfaces or application programs or using the query tools or administrator tools. So the Navi users goes to the application interface and application program object code that will be given to the DBML queries, that is the data management manipulation language, that will be controlled by the administrator tools. Whereas the application programs, they are writing the application programs and they go for the compiler and a linker. These updations will be done by the again data manipulation language controlled by the administrator tools. So these are all will be stored in the disk storage, that is a hard disk. There we indicating as a data incidence, data dictionary and statistical data, where here the storage manager will stores the buffer manager, file manager and authorization and integrated manager and transaction manager. When the updates are doing, that will be comes under the database management compiler to query evaluation engine. So next one is the application architecture. Here this is a two-tier architecture and three-tier architectures are there. So user application, the top level we are having the client and the down layer we are having the server. So the A diagram will shows the two-tier architecture and the B level diagram it shows the three-tier architecture. The user developing an application and through the network it will be stored in the database system, that is a two-tier architecture. When you go for the three-tier architecture, user application client, then it goes to the network application server there, after that database system is there. So this is the data DML and DDL language information. Here the two-tier architecture we are using in Java for storing the users information through ODBC or JDBC drivers. The three-tier architectures are used in web-based applications. We using as a middleware technology for storing of information. The main aim of database management system to store the information, and after storing the information you can get the information by the storing data. Now I go for one of the example. Suppose if you are creating a Gmail account, we are registered some username, password and date of birth or something, and sign up in the option, then automatically the information will be stored in database. The main fields whatever you are typing there, including the phone number and the alternate email ID or something, that will be stored in the database. Whenever you lose a password or you forget a password, then it automatically asking the what is the phone number is using, or what is your date of birth entered in the Gmail at the time of registration. So here it is asking whether the phone number or the date of birth based on your first time registration. That information is stored in the database. Whenever you forgetting a password, you using a button, click on that particular forget password, then automatically the query will be generated. That query will be linking to where the database, see the option here also we see that the application programs will goes to the compiler and linker. The compiler and linker means it asking a generating forgot password means it goes to the compiler and linking and asking the DML queries. DML queries means asking generating the questionnaire. There it goes to the administration tools. They asking whether it should be a matched with his previous table information, then generate the new password to open an account. That is called as a DDL interpreter. That is a data definition language which gives the interpreter. And after here we come here DML compiler and organization. There we have a query evaluation engine. Here the query evaluation engine will give the comparison between the present entered data and whatever the stored in the table information at the time of registration. Both will be compared. If both are equal, then it is giving us the option of generating the new password. If it is not matched, it is giving a message your previous data entered information is wrong. So all will be happens at the database administrator level. Here the main importance is database management system will be generated to store information for years. You can store 10 years or 20 years or 30 years or maximum information you can store, but that space is also required, that our system will have the storage capacity and the pattern or the schema of how the data will be stored, that will be manageable by the database administrator. In the next week we go see the how the practical session will be done doing by using the database management system, so that we will have a small idea how the instructions will be run, background of our applications. Whatever you are learning the here the database management queries or the definition language or the manipulation language, it always run it always runs background of the application. We cannot see these queries on the screen. The application program background it will be execute and giving the results at the application screen. Okay, so go for the next session. We'll discuss next topics.